The Houston Texans just traded Laremy Tunsil to the Washington Commanders. This is the Texans Better Talk Show. We're going to talk about it. We're going to analyze it. We're going to break it down. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Look, this is an emergency video. Obviously wasn't planning on making this. I will also be making a video that grades the first day of free agency, so stick around for that. But if you just like Texans content, you like talking Texans, you like the breaking news, the reactions, and all that, you came to the right place. Just don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's talk about the Laremy Tunsil trade. The first thing I want to talk about is the return, right? The return is everything. We receive this year a third round pick and a seventh round pick. We also receive next year a second round pick and a fourth round pick. We give up Laremy Tunsil, obviously, and this year's fourth round pick. So to kind of localize that for this year, basically our fourth round pick turned into a third, and we got a seventh. Essentially, that's what that means. Look, the return isn't bad. It's not amazing. It's not a fleece. It's not horrible. Like, it could have been worse. It's not bad. You're not going to get a first round pick for Laremy Tunsil at this stage in his career. That's just the reality. So I felt like they did a pretty good job with the return. The only thing that I was kind of upset about with the return is, why did we have to give up our fourth round pick? Like, just if we could have kept the fourth round pick this year, would have loved it. Chef's kiss. We did have to, and I'm not going to sit here and say like the fourth round picks breaking the trade. That's just my initial thought, my initial gut feeling. I did not think we had to give up that fourth round pick. But if anyone's trying to tell you we should have gotten a first, that's not true. I mean, it's a good haul. It's decent. I think both teams got what both teams wanted. It's not a fleece, just a pretty solid trade. 4 draft picks, a second, a third, and a fourth. So yeah, next year's draft's going to be fun. But, you know, like I said, the return is fine. You know, now let's just talk about the rationale, okay? The rationale is where it gets interesting. You could have told me like anything could have happened this offseason with the offensive line. You could have said anything happened. And the one thing I would have questioned on you, it would have been regarding like Laremy Tunsil. Like, it would have been, are you sure Laremy Tunsil moves? And shockingly, he's the thing that happens. Like, yes, we cut Shaq Mason. We don't touch Titus Howard. Laremy Tunsil is the big news. So let's just talk about the rationale behind this. First off, I'll start by saying this. The Houston Texans have a plan for left tackle. They have to. You don't trade a franchise left tackle, one of the 5 best left tackles in the league, without a plan at left tackle. My question is, what's the plan? I can't tell you what the plan is. I don't know what it is. Right now you have Blake Fisher, who's going into his second year, and you have Titus Howard. Now, Blake Fisher, while he did show flashes in his rookie season when he wasn't even really supposed to play, he was meant to be a right tackle. So do the Texans feel comfortable moving him to left tackle? And Fisher had some lowlights. Like, he didn't play great against the Chiefs in the divisional round. He gave up probably 2 sacks, maybe more, and a lot more pressures. So yeah, there's been good flashes of Blake Fisher. I'm not ready to call him CJ's franchise left tackle, the dude who's going to be protecting CJ Stroud's blind side. Like, I'm not ready for that. Titus Howard, to me, is even more of a reach. He's not good at right tackle. You have to move him to guard. He's getting paid like a tackle. You have to play him at guard. I don't think he's going to be good at left tackle. He's going to switch which foot's in front of him, and then that's going to make it all better. Like, you don't have a left tackle right now. So what is the plan? Is the plan to go draft one in the first round? You know, I hate to break it to you, but there's not that many good tackles in the first round of this draft. There's a lot of good guards. I don't think there's that many good tackles at 25 where we're sitting at. Is the plan to trade up and try to get someone? I mean, now you can. You have an extra third round pick. You have a future second, a future fourth. But is that really where we want these draft assets to go, to trade up? I don't know. You can't wait until the second now. That you can't do that. You can't wait until the second and call him a left tackle. Free agency, there's a lot of left tackles getting overpaid right now. A lot of them. Like, are you really going to shell out basically what you were paying Tunsil for a, crappier left tackle? I mean, look what the Titans did. The Titans are paying some random dude like $22 million a year to play left tackle. He's overpaid. So I know there's a plan because Caserio and this franchise is too smart. I just am curious to what it is. And I need to check my phone. I'll be checking my phone constantly because it might be, it might have already happened. It doesn't look like it has yet. but just tell me what the plan is and what we're doing, and I'll feel a lot better about this. And that's really going to go into my issue with this whole trade. My issue with the whole trade is what's the plan? I mean, look, Laremy Tunsil might not have had the best attitude. The team sources said that the team didn't really want to pay him because you're going to have to pay Will, you're going to have to pay Sting, you're going to have to pay CJ. He had attitude problems. Yes, he was a captain, but was he really a captain? My issue is how much are we going to penalize Laremy Tunsil for the crappy O-line play? Like, Laremy Tunsil was reliable. He played most of the games. He did his job. He showed up to work. Not everyone is going to be a natural born leader. Not everyone is going to be the dude who's going to be like, riling people up and being the loud voice in the locker room. So to me, this tells me that he must have been either a distraction or there just must have been something really off with the offensive line room. And it's a bold move. That's the other issue I have with it is there is so much pressure on this front office to fix this offensive line now. I mean, think about how much pressure there was before you traded Tunsil. Now, you don't even have a left tackle. Oh, you don't even have a right guard. And CJ's getting smoked back there. Like, there is so much pressure on this front office to fix this offensive line. Now, again, they have a plan. I'm not doubting the Texans, but I will doubt them a little bit because how good has Nick Caserio been at evaluating offensive linemen? Kenyon Green, miss. Drew Scruggs, not healthy, miss. Shaq Mason, giving him an extension, miss. Titus Howard, giving him an extension, miss. The best thing he did probably was sign George Fant in 2023. So there's not a long track history of this offensive line being awesome. Now, again, what I'll kind of say to kind of round that out is Cole Popovich is going crazy right now. I mean, he must have really not liked Tunsil or something. I don't know. You got a new offensive line coach, Nick Caley. He's evaluating. They're deciding this is the move. So I just need to know the plan. We'll probably get the plan. Right now, it looks, I don't want to say scary, but we really need to figure out what we're going to do with this offensive line. Now, I've kind of talked about my issues with it. So just, the rationale, what you're going to do, and the pressure it puts on the front office. Now let's talk about why I like the trade. And so I've already, laid out the negativity. Why do I like the trade? Well, I like it because, yes, Tunsil is not washed by any means, which is why you get good trade value with him, right? We've seen franchises move on from players while they're still borderline in their prime just to get big returns. Look at Tyreek Hill with the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs were able to move on from him. The Chiefs also moved on from Snead. So you have these really great players that a franchise is willing to get rid of for the return. So I understand that. I understand trading Tunsil before he's like crippled. And the return is nice. The return's not amazing, but it's nice. So that's why I like it. The second reason I like it is because it does send that message to the locker room that offensive line was not what it needed to be. And you can't. Now, if you're an offensive lineman for the Houston Texans, I mean, you just watched two vets get smoked, cut and traded. Like, you've got to be on your best behavior. So I like that as well. I swear I had another reason for why I like the trade, and now I can't remember it. I might just be trying to put stuff together here to try to justify it. But I guess another reason why I would like it is because, now they have to commit to linemen. And the change, that's what it was. You are making a change, right? All we've been complaining about, all we've been moaning and groaning about is they need to change the offensive line. They need to fix it. Well, they've changed it. They've definitely changed it. Has it been fixed? I don't know yet. But they've decided that they were better off without Laremy Tunsil and paying him. And so they've changed it. We'll see what happens next. But changes are being made. Again, kind of just to wrap this video up, some final thoughts. That is the compensation. That is the trade on the screen. They just felt like, whether it was his attitude, whether it was paying him, whether it was stacking up on picks, whether it was believing Blake Fisher's your franchise left tackle, whatever the reason is, the Houston Texans have moved on from Laremy Tunsil. It's too early to hate the trade, and I know a lot of people out there will like it because of his false starts, because of his attitude, but let me just push back on that by saying he knew how to play left tackle. Like, he was a great left tackle. So you definitely get into a tricky area now with the amount of pressure that's on this front offense to try to either draft or sign or create a lineman out of mold. I mean, sorry, out of clay and mold him. You know, with the ones you have. So that's really my thoughts on this trade. I mean, really shocked me. Did not see this coming from a mile away. And I had pretty much gone through every offensive line scenario. Um, I don't hate it. I want to say that. I don't hate it. I like the return. Let's just not be too quick to jump on the yay train until they figure out what the hell they're doing at offensive line, specifically right guard and left tackle. Like, they got to figure that out. So that's really all I got for this video, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate all the support. And I will see y'all in the next one, man. Peace out.